Hello everybody, my name is Lynette and welcome to my garden. Back in the winter I ordered some water lilies from the Pond Megastore and they just arrived, so I thought we would do a little unboxing video. Okay, according to my invoice I should have 60 fertilizer tablets, 3 fabric containers, and 3 Praxaed water lilies. Okay, there's one container. I got my aquatic plant food. And now the moment of truth. Here comes my lilies. Let's see, there's 1, 2, okay, so now we just have the lilies to open here. Well, they're good and wet. Doesn't look like they got damaged in any kind of transport. So there's 1. Oops. A little tangled up there, which is to be expected. 1. 2. The roots look very similar to a normal plant. I mean, not that water lilies aren't plants, but you know what I mean. And there's number 3. Now, as much as I would love to go and plant these right now, it's a little chilly, and tomorrow is supposed to be in the 70s and Sunday is supposed to be in the 80s. So I think I'm going to wait until it's a little bit warmer. In the meantime, I'm going to fill this bucket up with water and I'm going to place the water lilies inside here so that they will stay nicely hydrated and won't dry out until I can get them planted. Please enjoy this musical interlude while we go over the stats of the Praxaed hardy water lily. She features profuse blooms, possibly the heaviest blooming hardy water lily available today. A striking contrast of coral peach blooms paired with red speckled pads. She is compact, a medium spreader, ideal for medium ponds, line ponds, and even larger container water gardens. Long blooming seasons, the flowers appear steadily from late spring until frost, and she comes from a unique lineage, a mutation of the famous Colorado hardy water lily, bred for beauty and performance. It was recommended to plant the water lilies in these fabric pots. So let me come in there and I'll show you what it looks like. They're about 15 inches across. There are 4 handles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are the bottom is reinforced with the strapping that is also part of the handles. So it's a very well-made little pot, and it's made out of a synthetic felt material. And I think it's going to be extra sturdy, especially when you get the soil and the rocks in there to hold down the water lily. It's going to be very important that it doesn't fall apart on us. You don't want to use a peat-based potting soil with fertilizer or vermiculite. Good old garden loam will work perfectly. Now that we've got our pot filled up with some nice loam, we are going to plant our water lily. When it's time to plant, it's just like doing any other plant. Now, they said to plant the cut end, which if you feel right here, it's flat, so we know that it's cut, up against the rim of the pot. So we're going to put it like this because apparently the water lilies are going to grow in this direction. So you don't want to plant it in the center because then it's just going to fill in over here. So you're going to get a couple years out of it before you need to divide it again if you plant it along the edge and let those roots grow out like this. So just like any other plant, going to just stick it in there, firm it up. Make sure you don't bury it too deep. You want to allow the crown to stick up a little there. And then we're going to add, I bought these fertilizer pellets, and then it said to add them every 2 weeks. Put 3 in every 2 weeks. So 1, 2, and 3, just like that. And then we're going to add a layer of gravel. Now, according to the Pond Megastore, they suggest that you do not put gravel in, but I've looked at some other videos and they suggest that you do put gravel in, especially if you have fish that might get in there and start rooting around and possibly unearthing your water lily. And that's all there is to it. Easy peasy. The hardest part is going to be lifting this up and putting it down inside the pond. But, you know, that's what husbands are for. Some of you may remember that we tried to set the fountain up a few weeks ago, but we had some hose and structural issues that needed to be addressed. Those have been resolved, so we're going to try again today. Setting up the fountain is a two-people job. One person is in the pond, the other person stays dry and hands out the tools. Once the fountain is set on the cinder block base, you need to measure to make sure it is centered. Then you need to make sure the large basin is level. This takes a lot of patience, as you need to check for level in many directions while at the same time adding small shims at the base. Once the big basin is level, you need to make sure the smaller basins are also level. After about a half hour of shimming and checking for level and shimming and checking for level, it's time to connect the pump. Then you get to flip the switch and cross your fingers that all works well. Now it's time to add those water lilies. You need to lower them in slowly so that the lilies don't become uncovered, and it also allows air pockets from the soil to bubble up and escape. Now it's time to bring the fish up from the aquarium in the basement where they have spent the past almost 9 months, and we didn't lose a single one of them. And that big white one is a couple years old. He's been through this a couple times. Mabel wasn't quite sure what to make of them. A dish on the ground usually means it's something to eat, but I don't think she wanted to eat these. Although I can't imagine why. She eats everything else. Be free, fishies! Enjoy your vacation for the next 4 months. Well, today turned out to be the perfect day to do the fountain project. It is a whopping 90 degrees here, which for us, that is hot. Hot, hot, hot. but it was the perfect temperature to be standing in that water, so I'm told. To Belinda and Mark from our South Georgia garden, I am so glad that you guys finally got some rain. I know Georgia's been suffering terribly, and it looks like your plants have definitely perked up from that all-day shower that you got. And I am so glad that you took it easy and you didn't hurt yourself when you're doing house cleaning. Because remember, gardening good, house cleaning bad. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you will follow along to see what other projects we get up to here in the garden. But for right now, I'm just going to concentrate on watering. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.